Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what a fucking great win today. 5-1, something we probably didn't expect. Brilliant play from everybody over the field. And yeah, absolutely elated. I've got some great guests today going to be joining me shortly. Great to see you all. Get your comments and everything in, and we will go through that shortly.
Click subscribe to get daily Manchester United content from Passionate Reds, only on All for United.
Yes, I saw Stu bobbing his head in the background, and I see him do that a lot, and it is a great little intro. I'm really proud of that. I hope you're all well. I hope you enjoyed the game. We've got lots to talk about today. I want you to all get your comments in the background. We'll bring them up. We'll talk about them. But boys, what a fantastic start to the season. Listen, I was saying in the backstage, we don't want to sort of get too carried away. Pogba 4 assists today, Bruno 3 goals. These all come in sort of bit parts. But what a great start. Hammer, I'm going to come to you first, buddy. Obviously, in America, thanks for popping on, bro. I know you got work later, but how you feeling?
That was a hell of a game. I don't know. I mean, I feel like that was the first time. I know we had some exciting games last year, and we beat Leeds the way we beat them last year as well. But that felt like some real Manchester United football. The defense, there was a couple of shaky moments, but overall they were solid. And the midfield going forward was just absolutely, that was some football. That was beautiful. I know you said you don't want to get overly carried away, but I think I tweeted it, and I was just, there's so much still missing from this team. So to put on a performance like that to start the season, that was a hell of a fucking game. Also, like somebody just commented, in front of the fans, that place must have been absolutely insane.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. All over the park, as I said, really, really good football. Stu, we spoke about this in the background a little bit. Lindelof today, I thought was excellent, really excellent. And I know, obviously, when you bring in a player like we saw with Luke Shaw last season and Tellez, he really stepped up today. I thought Harry was also quite solid, but Lindelof was great. So, yeah, talk to me about your thoughts on him today.
Yeah, well, first of all, what I would say is the art of shithousery has just gone up in my estimation by the unveiling of Varane, because what a way to galvanise the already hyped 70,000 Manchester United fans in there. And wasn't it refreshing to see? Because even I got, I felt the buzz of the crowd while I was watching it. And isn't it refreshing to see a proper unveiling? None of this fucking piano nonsense and none of this whatever. Walk on the pitch with your shirt, welcomed by, your fans. And then to cap it all, get your phone out and do your social media stuff. Absolutely brilliant. And I think the planning on that was perfect. Ollie yesterday, we don't know when we'll get it across the line. He knew. Absolutely brilliant. So I'll say about that. Secondly, I think across the whole team, I think we were kind of exemplary. Everyone to a man. I thought Fred was great. I thought McTominay was great. Certainly in the first half, he obviously faded in the second half. I think we call Luke Shaw Shawberto. I think it's about time we call Wan-Bissaka Wan-Bino, because I thought he was absolutely outstanding as well. So, look, and you're right about Lindelof. I thought what you saw today from Victor Lindelof was a real professional, a real club man, and he had a real love for the fans because, you've had potentially your replacement unveiled before a crucial game, an opening Premiership game, and to take that pitch like an iceman, which he did, I just thought it just showed the stature of the man, really, and the personality. And I think when you look at the squad as a whole, there's a couple of bits and pieces you can pick if you really want to today, but I don't particularly want to. And when you look at the squad as a whole, you look at how we played and how fluid we were. it was an absolute pleasure to see what I would class as an old school Manchester United performance. I just thought today, as a group of players, we were unplayable, and I don't want to pick out man of the matches today. I know people would go for Bruno.
That's unfortunate because I'm going to ask you at the end.
I know you are. I know. Well, I won't say it. I know people will go.
You just said it.
No, I didn't. I'm not saying I would go with that. But I think it's when you look at it man for man, how we played, how we approached the game, our fears before the game of Leeds' pressing. I think all in all, a fucking one.
A fucking one. That's a very good description, Stu. Thank you very much. Now, honestly, I echo everything you've said. It was a great game today. You know, that defensively we looked very good. I spoke about before the show that actually, whilst, again, it's the first game, you don't want to get too carried away. We were very good on set pieces as well. You know, there was one opportunity really Leeds had from a set piece that went wide and then we did flap a little bit. But other than that, I thought McTominay was an absolute beast. And was great at clearing everything, and that's good to see. And I'm hoping that that's going to be on the back of the new set piece coach coming in, and hopefully you know, we'll see that going forward. Many games to come. Neil, great to see you back on, buddy. I know you haven't been in the best of shape recently, but really good to see you. I hope you're recovering well, and obviously your infamous game that you always go for, sort of Leeds, and how much hatred you have for them. What a way to start off the season for you.
Well, I thought I was going to burst my stitches in the first half, and I was quite excited about this game. I mean, yeah, it's been a rough few weeks and all that, but that's in the past. And I really do fucking hate Leeds with a passion of 1,000 suns. But that was perfect today. You know, I think it's what Stu said and what's been said before is every single player seemed to be a level above themselves from last year. I must admit, I was negative about the two holding midfielders. Still got to get my head around the fact that why do we need two at home? But it worked, and we destroyed a so-called half-decent side from last year. And I love the fact that when they equalised, we didn't seem to lose our way. We just really put our foot down and just proper stepped on them, and the game was over in the next 15 minutes. And I think that was the thing that really impressed me. I was a bit worried about a Euros hangover and stuff like that. Have the players had enough rest? But clearly they're absolutely buzzing at the moment, and adrenaline is got to be coursing through the team at the moment. And Varane must be wondering how he's actually going to get in the side, because Lindelof was absolutely superb today. The whole back four was. I mean, I'd love to see at the end of the season about if we've got the right set piece guy in now. I think that could be a seriously strong back four, and as strong as anything that's out there.
Yeah, we were talking yesterday, actually. I think it was during lunchtime. Ben did a Twitter Spaces, and we were talking about the back four. And we can quickly touch upon that now, and how strong on paper. You know, at the moment we haven't seen Varane play. You know, we've only seen these four, and they seem pretty strong today. And you can only look at everybody individually as a player on paper, right? But with Varane coming in and Lindelof playing as well as he did today, and we've seen that before. You know, we're not disillusioned with how good he can be. And they were excellent today. And yeah, I mean, with Varane coming in, it's only going to hopefully step up. The unveiling today, Jeff, I don't know if you saw the unveiling of Raphael Varane before the game. What were your thoughts on that? I thought actually, personally, was a great way to do it. I think it really riled up the fans, got them explosive, got them really sort of behind the team, and it was great to see. But yeah, what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think to hit it on the head that it was a great way to galvanize the crowd. By the way, great to see the crowds back into the stadium. Hope we can do that here, but you know, the situation is different. But it was genius. I think the people who were pissed at the Varane not being announced much earlier were like football Twitter, like Twitter fans who just they just get for likes and retweets. But the real fans, the ones who really don't mind, going the long route or waiting out with Ole having the results this season. They really appreciated the way Varane was revealed. I mean, that's like old school Fergie right there. And Fergie did it without the crowd, but with Ole having having Varane revealed in front of the first crowd in 18 months, that really pushed the right buttons in terms of the crowd going into the game.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It was really great to see so many fans back, and it really does have a huge. I was saying to my partner during the game, I can't believe the noise and everything, not the fake noise, the actual noise, the chants. It was really, it must have been absolutely electric. I have actually sent the link to Connor, who was at the game today, the lucky bastard, and he might make an appearance to give us a little bit of that sort of atmosphere and whatever, and to tell us. Absolutely beautiful, really, really great to see. I wanted to also talk about Mason Greenwood. I thought he was excellent today. We've spoken a lot about, obviously he's done a fantastic job on the right-hand side in that sort of inside forward role. But as a number 9 today, I thought he was brilliant. Many times last season, Martial, Rashford and Greenwood would all get criticised for not being in the right place at the right time. But that early effort, which the keeper was obviously in the right place at the right time to stop that, Greenwood wouldn't have been there in previous seasons. And he must have done quite a bit over the summer. He didn't go off with England and he was able to work on these things. But even the finish, his finish for his goal was excellent. Hammer, talk to me.
Yeah, man. I think Mason showed that he does want the number 9 in the future. And I think, like you said, it looks like he worked on a lot of stuff this summer. I think he had a great game. I think he got somebody a little bit of a mag on one of his turns and at some point in the game too. It's real nice. And that goal, like you said, the finishing, honestly, that was the least surprising part to me. Don't get me wrong, it was a great finish, right, at the angle that it was and everything. But the kid can finish. So I think out of all that he was doing today in his game, that goal was, as beautiful as it was the least surprising. He can finish. We know he can put it in different angles, left foot, right foot, it doesn't matter. So if he can consistently add what he did for the rest of the game to his finishing like that, he's going to be great for us for what?
I'm glad you said that, mate, because clinically, and I said this, I had this conversation before, but about half an hour ago, clinically, he's the best finisher at the club. There's absolutely no doubt about that. If you give him a bag of shots with Rashford, Cavani and everyone else, guarantee he will put most of them away. He was absolutely superb. What's funny, Stu?
Jeff's finger. Jeff's finger.
Oh yeah, I was tired. Sorry.
It's been a while, Jeff, isn't it? It's been a while.
That's what it was. That's what it was. I wondered what he'd done.
It just made me laugh. Sorry.
Can I just say something? The best finisher at the club. I bet the best finisher at the club is the manager still. And that's why Mason stepped up.
Yeah,
I think he's learnt off the manager.
Yeah, you're absolutely not wrong. And you know what a person to have in order to.
And honestly, hopefully a little bit off Cavani too.
Sorry?
Hopefully a little bit off Cavani too.
Yeah, but this is what I said. We've got some good finishers at the club. I think Martial actually is terrific. He's just lacking in confidence. But yeah, he's going to have the right people in order to help him flourish. And Ollie, most definitely. Go on, Stu. You want to say so?
I do. Look, I tend to agree. I thought Mason had a brilliant game today. But we all would have noticed at some points during the game, our 6-yard threat was completely gone without the presence of Cavani. And there are, as Abdel quite rightly said on Thursday evening show, there are a few types of what we would class as number 9s, but a centre forward still has to operate in that 6-yard box. He still has to, try and give some kind of 6-yard threat. And there was on 3 or 4 occasions where Dan James, he was pretty lively today, got a couple of crosses in, but there was nobody in there. And it won't have escaped anybody's notice that his goal was actually from wide. So it was a fabulous ball, and he took it brilliantly. But he did something that he failed to do. So did Rashford, so did Martial. And you've heard me speak about this, Mark, a lot. He attacked the diagonal. He attacked the edge of the 18-yard box on the diagonal. And that's what gave him the room and the space to tuck his shot away. With regards to finishing, absolutely, I agree with Neil. I think Ollie's probably our best finisher at the club. But Mason Greenwood is up there with some of the best finishers I've seen, because he can attack with his right and his left foot. And that always makes you dangerous. It enables you to twist players inside out. But it was, I'm not having a pop at him. I'm not going down the line of he's not a number 9, etc. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about it just takes our 6-yard threat away. And I'm pretty sure you guys would have noticed that today.
I do agree with you, but what I will say is, as Fred alluded to perfectly, he's 19 years of age.
Yes, that's right. Right.
I'm not criticising you at all, Stu, but I'm just trying to sort of take it back a little bit and look at it from a bigger picture. He's 19 years of age, left foot, right foot, needs to get better in the air, and he's got so much potential. His ceiling is absolutely unbelievable. And we've seen greats like Van Nistelrooy, Robin van Persie. Wayne Rooney, he is one of the best finishers I've seen.
Where he won't improve, though, Mark, and this is, and I'm pretty sure Hammer's going to jump in on and kind of agree with me on here. If you don't give yourself that opportunity to play the 6-yard area, to try and get your head onto things, because you're always playing on the outskirts of it, you'll never develop your game in that way. So you're absolutely right, Mark. 100% agree. He's a youngster. But you've got to start giving yourself a chance now to get into there. And that's all I would say.
No, you're absolutely right. And I think he took his chance brilliantly. Hammer, you are raring to talk.
Come on, Hammer.
Sorry, real quick off the back. I mean, I 100% agree with what Neil says. He needs to get into that position more. But again, and this is, I guess I'm Ole too, but Cavani loves, we were talking about it in the air and his header. There was a prime example in today. I forgot who put the cross in, but he was making that run in the 6-yard, and he tried to dive in with his foot. And I was like, why would you know? Just go dive head first. Like put a Cavani number 9 mentality, just put a head on it. You get a touch us in, and he tried to dive in with his foot, and he missed it because he tried to go in with his foot. Things like that he's going to learn and hopefully get better at. So he's gonna be all right.
Yeah, perfectly said. Perfectly
said.
said.
I totally agree, Hammer.
Perfectly said. Right, Bruno, Pogba. We've not even gotten to the nitty gritty yet, and the juicy bits. Lots of chats that I've had in the last few weeks about Pogba, not just on this channel, just conversations about what we should do. We're in a very difficult position with him. After today's performance, and again, first game, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if that consistency can be pulled into more games, but he was absolutely brilliant. Bruno would get the plaudits because he got a hat-trick, but Pogba 4 assists, and the way that he played simply today. He made the correct passes. He did the simple stuff brilliantly, and he deserves that every bit of plaudit that Bruno gets. Neil, we had a quick chat beforehand. What were your thoughts on Pogba today?
Pogba was he's brilliant with the ball. He's absolutely brilliant with the ball at his feet. Like he was in the Euros, he was absolutely outstanding. This is going to sound, don't care how this sounds sort of thing, but the issue, still the issue I have with him is when he hasn't got the ball, he's never going to go and get it back. But when he's got the ball, my God, I'd pay him whatever he wants. Wages-wise, I do worry that he's probably going to go at the end of the season because of his scumbag of an agent. But he was absolutely brilliant today. And him and Fernandes, which a lot of people have said couldn't work in the same team, were clearly outstanding. And, never mind just the Premier League. I bet the rest of Europe's probably looked at that game and thought, "Well, hello, there could be something stirring here with this squad."
Yeah.
I was scrambling for the mouse there. Thanks, Neil. I didn't expect you to stop so suddenly. You're absolutely right. I mean, they were both brilliant, and we have had this conversation. But what people seem to forget is post COVID and the break that we had Matic sitting in that defensive midfield role, and you had Pogba and Bruno, and they worked brilliantly together. They're not similar in any way, shape, or form. It shouldn't be. You have either one or the other. They were outstanding today, and obviously we want to see much more of that come the season. We've got Southampton next, you say, Stu?
Yeah.
Remember the fixtures. And
Southampton and Wolves.
And really, I think Southampton are probably in for a bit of a difficult season this season. And really, we need to kick on and continue with them too today. Lots of people talking about why Pogba came off, give him a goal, this, that, and the other. He did plenty today. And it's at times like that when you can take players like that off and then bring someone like Jadon Sancho today. I thought Martial, he came on. I thought he was brilliant, actually. Martial, he looked hungry. He looked like he was ready. He's beefed up quite a bit, and I'm hoping for Martial's sake that's going to be big things for him to come. Jeff, what were your thoughts on Bruno today?
He was very effective as a false nine. Stu has been mentioning that ever since last season that he can be a false nine, I think. And with James and Greenwood from the flanks, they work brilliantly with Pogba as well. I think it's shades of the French national team with the formation that they were having, like Pogba with a deep lying playmaker role, and then Bruno with the false nine like Griezmann, and then you have Mbappe, and I don't know who the other winger is. But that pass from Pogba to Mason for the third goal, that was like the Mbappe goal in 2018, the World Cup. It was Bruno from deep. He passed like that, and then Mbappe got the goal. So in terms of them working together, they are very different. They complement each other very well. They operate at different parts of the field. If it's all about talent, then we pay Pogba. The issue is really, would he play that way all the time? Would he want to play that way all the time? So if we get that, because if we pay him, would he still want to play that way? So I think we have that best midfield duo in terms of attacking. So we need that foundation back in defensive midfield, because that ailing goal, Pogba wasn't really pressing him. That's why he got space. But if you notice, after the second or third goal, I think, when he was further up the field, Pogba was actually pressing. So he's got it in him. So it's really just about making him do it all the time. So
he can do it. He just doesn't want to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what does this mean for our season then, guys? Honestly, I'm absolutely elated after today. Like I didn't expect this scoreline. We absolutely trounced our fierce rivals 5-1. And there was some sensational football today. Leeds didn't even play badly. It wasn't that they played awfully. United were just a stronger opposition and played brilliantly. And, what does this mean for our season going forward, Hammer? Do we need to see more of the same? Do we need to take I feel that Ollie, and I think the commentator hit it on the head, really. I think Ollie, what he does, which is right, and I think most great managers do, is he approaches every game pragmatically and sets up depending on the opposition. I think he set up brilliantly today. James, and I said this the other day, said it last week, said it many, many times. James against a team like Leeds is excellent. I thought he was playing today, very unsung, because he can run those channels. But Hammer, talk to me about what we need to do. Is this the start of something big this season?
So I'll say on James real quick, he frustrates me so much. You know what his issue is? And yes, he doesn't have the greatest dribbling and skill, right? He doesn't have all that stuff. He doesn't know how to control his speed yet. He's too damn fast for himself. He'll have a step on somebody and try to take off, and then when he tries to slow down to put in a cross sometimes and stuff like that, that's when he loses it, because he can't put the brakes on fast enough. But anyways, what we need to do, I think this is the start of something nice, in the sense that we don't even have, and I think I said it at the beginning, we don't have all our pieces yet, right? We don't have, right? Varane just got announced. Rashford is in recovery. Jaden came on in the second half because he just got back with us. Cavani just got back from vacation, and I'm assuming, you know, spending time with his family and stuff. The team's not even complete yet, and I'm hoping that somehow we get in a midfielder and hopefully a holding midfielder, because if we can get that, then the statement something big is in the works is very true. Because if we get that holding midfielder, that allows the ridiculous amount of attacking talent we have on this team just to run wild on England, Europe, it don't matter.
Yeah, I do agree with you. We do need that holding midfielder, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen this summer. I think that will be end of business. But you know,
Can't Phil Jones do that?
Well,
Don't encourage Karthik.
Karthik would absolutely love you right now.
He would.
Play Phil Jones in the 6. I personally, I think his time at United is probably done.
I was joking, by the way.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, you know,
bloody hell! You couldn't think I was serious about Phil Jones.
Absolutely. You know what?
Jonah in
I've
the 6.
heard this.
I'd rather have his mum in the number 6.
I've heard this from Karthik so many bloody times.
Oh,
Genuinely feels that. But listen, it could be an option, but I don't think it's going to happen. Listen, we've got someone in the house. Great to see you.
Don't let him on. Don't let him on.
Yeah.
Get rid of him.
How you doing, buddy?
Where is he? Get rid of him. Get him off.
Where are you?
Come on, guys. How have you not... I don't know if you can hear me or not, but how have you not just watched that and not think we're winning fucking everything?
At least you haven't overreacted.
Tell us about the atmosphere, mate.
Come on.
Tell us about
I'm
the
not
atmosphere.
kidding. I can give you a... I don't know if you can hear me or not. I'm just going to
Yeah.
for the sake of it. Honestly, that's one of the best atmospheres I've been to in a long time. Stretford End was fucking coming apart. If Sancho would have scored, I'm telling you now, that place would have fallen apart. Oh, that was just unbelievable. I've walked away from my food for this, by the way. I'm just watching Benny and Charlie see if they're eating it. But...
Where are they? Go and grab them.
Are you queuing for socks?
Yeah, go and grab them.
Are you queuing for socks, Connor?
Have I what, Neil?
Are you queuing for socks? Because you're outside next.
No. I've just walked away because I thought, you know, I'm not going to stream in the Harvester, am I? So I thought I'd come out here for you. But no, I mean, come on, that was Scott McTominay. What a fucking performance from him. I don't know how much you guys have spoken about him. McTominay was brilliant. Pogba 4 assists. I mean, can't argue with that. What a time for Bruno to get a hat-trick as well. Right in front of the Stretford End, the first time back with fans. I mean, it just doesn't... Wan-Bissaka was good. Lindelof,
Would you sell Fred?
Okay, didn't have to do too much. What was that?
Would you sell Fred?
Yes. There's a couple of players. I mean, Fred scored. You know, I mean, doesn't get much better than that. But obviously, Fred De Gea still worried me a little bit. It was frustrating me in the first half. He just didn't come out for things. And it's like Shaw, Maguire, Lindelof. Like you can see the ball going over the top, and you'd like De Gea come out for that. You know, come and get it. So there's a couple of shaky moments, but I mean, overall, Dan James was okay. You don't need a full 11 to beat a team like this.
I'm glad to see some excitement, mate. Listen, honestly, we've all said it. We're really fucking pleased with the performance today. They were absolutely excellent. Talk to me quickly about that Raphael Varane unveiling. What was that like? The Raphael Varane unveiling. What was that like?
Honestly, I think you said talk about the Varane thing. Honestly, that was... I said to my mate just before, because we were Stretford Lower, and I could see just in front of the tunnel, I could see some cameras popping up, and I was like, something's going on here. I said to him, can you imagine? The atmosphere was electric at that point anyway. But, oh my God, I've got it on a little bit on video, but I mean, fucking hell. The atmosphere all around the whole ground was good. That Varane moment, obviously a highlight. Just to give you a little bit of context, the third goal goes in, the Bruno second. Guy decides he's going to chuck a pint of beer over me and limbs, and we fell forward like 2 rows. So that was fun. I got beer all down the back of my head. So
I bet he was like this. Let me catch it.
Yeah, but he's rinsing his shirt out.
So, Connor, we all thought...
I'm about to rinse my hoodie out and everything.
Connor, we all thought Lindelof was excellent today. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. It was all right. He read the play quite well. From what I saw, obviously, it's difficult from kind of the angles I had. Maguire was definitely the worst out of the two, in my opinion, especially on the ball. Lindelof did look a little bit better. Lindelof just covered well, which is what you want if your centre half partner makes a mistake, you want your other centre half partner to come in and help with that. And it seemed like Lindelof did cover. Set pieces are still a bit shaky, and you can tell around the ground every time a cross goes in, especially from the set piece, there was that kind of that worry that something might happen. But again, I think a lot of what we saw today was what De Gea was doing behind. So many times the ball's around the 6-yard box, and you're looking at Lindelof and Maguire, looking at De Gea, going, "Why aren't you coming out for this? Like, come and get it."
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it comes back to the goalkeeper rather than the two centre halves.
We've said that though for a while.
Yeah, we have, and he's hit the nail on the head. I think this is what Henderson brings to the team. And listen, David De Gea is a what's happened?
Charlie's snacking away on Connor's chicken.
I am watching that.
Is that a euphemism? Stu, is that a euphemism?
Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, just thought I'd just jump on quickly. Like I said, just
no,
to
thank you, mate.
What the atmosphere. You can tell from my voice, I'm still fucking buzzing for it. It was
right,
that,
honestly,
that was one of the best atmospheres.
Honestly,
it was going to be Leeds.
Thank you very much for jumping on, and honestly, I'm very, very jealous of you, mate. Very, very jealous. I'm sure it was absolutely phenomenal.
Dude,
and listen, go and enjoy your chicken, and get another beer, and we'll see you very soon. All right, mate. Thank you.
Nice.
Shit, I cut off way too early then. I didn't realise. Go on, Neil.
So that's Connor is having some chicken. And from what I understand, the chats before the game, Hammer had choked his chicken. Is that right?
Too much, bro. Too much. This is not past watershed yet. Anyway, listen.
You were swearing as well, so you can't. You started swearing before me.
You are right. I shouldn't. I have no room to talk in.
There's F-bombs all over the place.
Great to see Connor there, man.
Because Stuart's now ordering chicken.
Yeah, he is. Right, listen. I'm going to move on. Great comments there by Connor. I can imagine it was absolutely electric in there today. And as I said on many occasions already, I'm very, very jealous. And I'm going to get up to the next game as soon as feasibly possible.
Sorry, Mark, that was me lad. He's just
was that Ollie?
No, it was Ollie wondering whether, because Lindelof didn't play that well. He doesn't want that pose of a run anywhere near him. So he's asked me to turn out. So I said, go on then. I'll go down to Southampton for you if I've got to, No. It was Jake who was just telling me that he didn't know what was going on. The crowd didn't know what was going on until Varane was announced as he was walking out the tunnel. He said he was like shaking. He said the whole because we're in the Sir Alex Ferguson stand lower tier. He said the whole stand was shaking when Varane was announced and when he walked onto the pitch. He said it was amazing. And a little bit like Connor, he could hardly speak. He's been going since he was 10. He's 20 now. He's been going since he was 10, and he's never seen an atmosphere or felt an atmosphere like it. That's his first time, by the way, Neil, at Leeds, watching Leeds.
Yeah. Well, it won't get much better than that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my boy. Yeah, sorry, everyone. That's my boy.
It's like we know your family, Stu. I know we know you very well, but we don't know your family.
That's my boy. Yeah. He's we've given up to the season tickets this year, so we're going to share one. We've decided between the two of us. So I should be going to Newcastle, my first home game.
Nice. When is that? In a few weeks' time?
September the 11th, I think.
Oh, nice.
Something like that.
It's not long. Excellent. Well, I'm going to be at a barbecue that day, so I won't be going to that one. But hey ho, I will give you a call, Stu. Listen, boys. What a tremendous day. Honestly, I'm kind of out of words, really. I remember back last season when we lost to Liverpool, and I had absolutely zero words, and I'm struggling today. It was just a really great day. First game of the season against Leeds, 5-1. Bruno hat-trick, Pogba 3. Do you know what I mean? It's just
Fred scored. Fred scored.
And Fred of all men. And you know what? I tweeted that off the All for United account earlier. 5-1. Fred, would you believe? And yeah, man. Brilliant. And actually, talk to me about that. Connor alluded to this a moment ago. McTominay actually played very well today. And Fred didn't do badly. He was good too. And I think that there's a common misconception. I've spoken about it a few times. A 4-3-3. I actually don't think Ollie's going to do that anymore. I was watching something else a few weeks ago, where I think that the go-to formation now, City play it, Real Madrid play it, PSG play it, are two in the midfield. That doesn't mean that there are two defensive midfielders. It means that you've got one man trying to stand back, and then you've got someone to transition from the defence to attack. Now, I thought Fred and McTominay were both very, very good today. Hammer, what are your thoughts on that, mate?
Yeah, man, I think they had some good game. I think they both, okay, first of all, also with Fred scoring, that was just hilarious. I'm sorry. I don't think anybody was expecting Fred to make that run into the box. But yeah, I think they played well. I think one of the things that we all talked about last season, right, is that they essentially make up one player, right? And they're a good pair together, and that's why they've worked, So they played their game today, and in the way that we needed them against the right opponent, But if you're saying that, that's what they're going to go with, and not necessarily Fred and Scott all the time, but go with that too. They're not going to be the guys to be a pairing that's going to help us get to, consistently going after the top and consistently trying to lift the title, because they do what they can do. But once we get into different games and we need them to do a little more or do things differently, they don't have enough depth in their abilities in terms of doing that, So we need to get the right people to fully complement all the pieces that we have.
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe it's time for us to shut up, because today they were both brilliant. Last season, they were both okay, great games, and got us to where we were. And perhaps we're not looking at it in the correct manner. And Fred actually was pretty exceptional today defensively. We spoke about the goal earlier. It was just one of those unfortunate ones. It seemed to have had a bit of a miscued touch, as Stu said, and which enabled him to get onto it and strike it like he did. And it was just one of those ones that you just not, these things are going to happen. But yeah, man, what a day. And I hope this is more things to come. Anyone else got anything else to add before I wrap up?
I'll just add one little thing about Fred and Scotty. I think today they were both, I said at the very beginning, everyone to a man was superb today, but I think it's okay to have a good game when the whole squad and the whole team is playing well. It's a bit different when you're in the trenches and you're being battered from pillar to post. And I think that's where they tend to come unstuck, is Scott and Fred. And I think that's probably why we do need a bit of a specialist in there who would have more of a calming influence. I didn't understand the Matic substitution. I don't know if that was just me, but we were 5-1 up at the time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
5-1 up at the time. I actually would have brought Donny on. That's just my personal choice. I don't think we needed Matic at that point. I think Leeds were done. I know people were saying that Leeds, were still, played to the 90th minute, which they always do. But they weren't really creating anything. I know Rafinha had that one chance, but he snatched at it. So I didn't quite understand the Matic thing. But look, when the chips are down and when you're being hammered in there, when you're being outplayed in midfield, that's where Scott and Fred have their problems. And that's why we do need to strengthen that particular area. But today, they played great. Nobody can argue against it. I'd imagine all of the Ollie outers are going to go into hiding tonight. So fuck them, go into hiding, because we don't fucking want you anywhere near us anyway. And let's look at it. Let's take this momentum now down to Southampton. So, sorry, Neil, did I stop you speaking, pal?
No one stops me speaking. By the way.
That's what I was thinking.
You didn't. Actually, when I had this surgery, I couldn't speak for a week.
Oh, fucking hell.
Imagine that. No,
I should have phoned you then. They
had to move my voice box out of the way. So I couldn't speak for a week.
Fucking hell.
Right, I'm gonna come to everybody. This is going to be a bit of a tough question, and I want to get everybody in the comments as well to put in your man of the match. I'm going to come to each of you individually. Give me your man of the match. Difficult one to answer. I'm going to give mine at the end, and give me a couple of sort of 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Why? Hammer, you first, bro.
Okay, so this one is hard. I think from a lot of people, it's going to be between two people, right? Paul or Bruno. And I'm gonna go with Paul. And this is my reasoning. Yes, I know Bruno scored a hat trick and goals to assist. Yes, I understand all that. 2 of those assists were for 2 of Bruno's goals, if I remember incorrectly, unless I was just losing my mind.
That's right.
Game.
Yeah.
So, yes, Bruno got a hat trick, but 2/3 of his hat trick came from half of Pogba's goals. I'm going to go with Pogba because his passes, and like I think it was you, Mark, who said it, or one of you guys said it. Except for the goal that he missed, he played it simple, right? He was choosing his passes, he was making his passes the right ones. He wasn't overly dribbling in the midfield, trying to go to 2, 3, 4 players, then try to get a pass off. He just made a decision and put the passes that we all know he can get. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Paul because 2 of his assists made up 2/3 of Bruno's goals for his hat trick, and he just played how we all want to see Paul play for us.
Great answer and great nomination. Stu.
Yeah, to me, you see, this is one of those games where I think if you give somebody man of the match, you're doing the rest of the players a disservice. And I think it's really difficult because each of their own in different periods of the game, they were all pivotal to us winning that particular match. Now, conventional wisdom says Bruno gets his hat trick, so yeah, you've got to give it to him. Pogba has 4 assists, which is probably I think the most assists in any game of football I've ever come across. I don't think I've seen that before. I think he only had 5 assists all season last year.
I think he had 3 last season.
There you go.
So he's already better that.
Greenwood played quite, pretty well. I thought Dan James was lively, kept running. I think it's a really difficult game. So you know what? I'm going to go the full 11. My men of the match. I'm going men of the match. Full of the 11.
Butler, you can't say. Make him pick one. Make him pick one.
Go on, pick one.
You got to pick one. You Butler.
Oh,
Bloody pick one.
All right. Fucking hell.
Go on, 5, 4, 3, 2. Come on.
Pogba.
Yeah, good lad. Good one. Neil, go on then, mate. You've obviously got a lot to say about this.
I've always got a lot to say. Some of it makes sense. Luke Shaw.
Good call.
I thought he was absolutely brilliant in the first half. I love the fact he's carried on his form from last year into the Euros, and he's carried it on. I think he's operating on a completely different plane. And I think it's insulting to compare him to Roberto Carlos at the moment because I think he's on a completely different plane to the player he was 12 months ago. And then I know it's going to be Pogba or Bruno, but I thought Luke Shaw was quietly brilliant today. And I love the fact he's managed to keep to the level that he was at last year, and he's shown that he's not a flash in the pan.
Yeah. Spot on there, Neil. We spoke about this behind the scenes before we came on. I thought Shaw was actually excellent, probably unsung today. Got forward very well, defensively very good. Not just a flash in the pan. Was able to bring that, the Euro form. I thought he was brilliant in the Euros. He was player there.
He's a lockdown. He's what they call in America a lockdown fullback.
Is that right, Hammer?
They have cornerbacks in American football.
Cornerback, yeah, there we go.
The cornerback is a lockdown. Well, Luke Shaw's a lockdown as well.
Yeah, he's right.
There you go. It's something you learn something every day. I didn't know that. Thank you for that, Neil, and thank you for clarifying that.
Here's what a lot of people like to say. So they had a guy back in the day called Darrell Revis, and he was a lockdown cornerback.
Revis.
And it's called Revis Island. That means you do one-on-one with him, you're locked. You're not going anywhere. You're not catching the ball. You're not doing anything. So I honestly wouldn't mind seeing Shaw Island, to be honest with you.
There you go.
Never mind. Yeah, that's it. Shaw Island. That's the new nickname.
Sure. Right, Jeff, sorry, bro. These lot get carried away. You can't shut them up. We said this earlier. Neil, you can't fucking stop him. Jeff, you're
last week.
And some bit of information on that.
Don't worry, he's got a medal neck, so he gets a pass. The thing with Pogba is you gotta play to his level, and the likes of Rashford and Bruno they do that. I mean, Pogba doesn't get those assists if you don't have the IQ of Bruno. So it really goes chicken and egg. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with Bruno just because his runs, as well as Mason's run, with those 3 assists, they made it possible for Bruno to make that pass. Without them making those correct reads and correct runs, he wouldn't get those assists. So I'm gonna go with Bruno for this one. Same with how he gets those assists with Mbappe and Griezmann. So
Yeah, all very fair points. You hit the nail on the head as well there, Jeff. Listen, I'm going to go with Pogba today. I think, as Stu said, a disservice to everybody because I thought everybody in their own game was excellent, and you could have given it to anybody. De Gea didn't have to do anything, and you have to applaud the defence for that. I thought Lindelof was excellent. I thought Bruno was excellent. He didn't make many mistakes today. I've said before, Bruno as a player, as a number 10, will make mistakes because he takes risks. But those risks weren't there today. He was just brilliant. He was stalwart. He got forward. He made the right passes. But yeah, I'm going to give it to Paul. And the reason why I say this is because I think, I can't remember who said it, but he was the supplier to 4 goals today. And that doesn't get mentioned enough. And for me, I've had this conversation. Should he go? Should he stay? Give him what the fuck he wants. Because today, he was absolutely wonderful. Listen, guys, thank you so much for today. Brilliant stuff. Perhaps it's going to be, as Karthik would absolutely love, 21 in 22. What a great start. Listen, thanks for all the comments today. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
5-1. 5-1 against Leeds. Excellent stuff. And listen, see you all next time. We've got a couple more shows coming up. Great results today. Enjoy man of the match. Enjoy the rest of your days. And it couldn't come at a better time.